What you say on YouTube, my name is Composto, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get better at Call of Duty. In this video I'm going to show you some little tips and tricks on things you can do to improve your game in Call of Duty. These are the things that I think made me a better Call of Duty player. I've also asked friends any tips what they think might help you become a better Call of Duty player. Some of these tips may sound a little bit cliche, but trust me, they work. I am by no means a professional Call of Duty player, but it helped me go from a below average Call of Duty player to be able to get games like this you'll see in a moment. That being said, let's get into the video and I'll show you some tips. Movement in Call of Duty is super important. As you can see in this clip now, the only way that I stay alive is by movement. And honestly, movement is one of the ways I get most of my kills in the game. It can be as crazy as Black Ops 3 where you're flying about in the air, running on walls, sliding about, or it can be as simple as a drop shot or a jump shot like in Modern Warfare Remastered. Even peeking a corner, like jumping around a corner in Modern Warfare Remastered, that's a form of movement that can trick your opponent. It's a way to make sure that you win the gunfight that you're in. Speaking of outgunning your opponent, one of the best ways to do that is, as cliche as it's going to sound, outthink your opponent. In the next few days I'll probably upload a melee challenge, and the only way I do so well on that is by movement and outthinking my opponent. I'll show a clip from this now, and as you can see, all I do is isolate my specialist, run faster at him, and wait in the corner. My thinking was, if I can get to the corner fast enough, someone will run past me, not check it, and I'll get the kill like you saw. And again, that all came just from outthinking my opponent. If you think, what would you do in this situation, or what wouldn't you do in this situation, then it will give you an idea of what the enemy might do next. The more you play Call of Duty games and try to read your opponent, the better you'll get at it, and you'll get to the point where you're able to read your opponents like a book. One of the things that I feel like helped me the most was watching Call of Duty teams. If you want to get better at football, you watch the best football teams. So the same goes to Call of Duty. I watch people like Nadeshot, Scumpy, Envy, Denial, TK. Guys like that, when I started trying to go professional in Ghosts, were the people I used to go to, because obviously they're a top level, so you want to try and be as good as them. And by watching them, you see what they do, and studying what they do, you learn how to get better at the game. It's as simple as that. It's also how I learned about tactical and playing claw. Tactical is changing the button map on your controller, so crouch would be knife and knife would be crouch. And what that allows you to do, that allows you to drop shot faster instead of having to move your thumb over to B and trying to crouch. That little movement can save time in scenarios and help you win gunfights. Again, one of the little small tactics that you learn from watching Call of Duty players. The person that I knew who played tactical was Nadeshot, so I thought I'd try it, and that's how I drop shot so fast in Call of Duty. The other option you can do is claw, and it's something that I tried to do for a little bit, but it's hard. So I'm being warned, you will do terrible for a while until you get used to it. How claw works is use your thumb for the analog stick as per usual, use your index finger to press the buttons, such as jumping or crouching A and B, and your middle finger is used for the bumper and the trigger. This is so your index finger can press the buttons faster, which makes every movement you do faster. One of the pros that I know that does this is Scumpy, and there's multiple videos on his channel where he shows you how to do claw, so if you're interested in how to do it a lot better than what I can tell you, have a look at that. If you can get used to that, then that would definitely make you a better Call of Duty player. The next thing I'm going to talk about is accuracy. One of the easiest ones to improve, in all honesty. The best way to improve accuracy in my eyes is by going into a private match. Sounds weird, but trust me, it works. What you do is you go into a private match, put it on free-for-all. Once you put it on free-for-all, you set the thing for 10 minutes, unlimited time, whichever you want, whichever you like. Set the points to, I'd say, at least 100. 100 like points, 100 kills. I always put unlimited, and then just keep doing it until I'm bored. You want to put the bots anywhere from, I'd say, about 8 to the max, whichever one it is, and difficulty can depend on you. If you want to put it on, I put it on hard for this one. Before I did competitive matches, I used to do this. I used to put it on veteran and just play for like an hour solid, just trying to improve my shot, warm myself up for the game. Another good little thing about this as well is you can try new guns out, you can try new sensitivities out, you can try new specialists. Smashing this for like an hour will increase your accuracy. Like sometimes you feel sluggish, say you're playing Call of Duty and you feel like doing bad, hop offline, come into a private match, slam some bots for a little bit, jump back into it, and you'll see the difference. There's a reason why pros do this for the water for a game, it's because it helps. Map awareness in Call of Duty is super important. Some of the ways I get most of my kills is by looking at the minimap and knowing where teams are spawning. There's a fine line between looking at the map constantly and dying and using it for a reference. Keeping a reference on the map can help you tell where enemies are spawning, where they're coming from, and if any are flanking as well. And in Call of Duty, that can help you win games, and it will definitely make you better at Call of Duty. Gun classes in Call of Duty is a smaller but still very important point. When you're trying to get better at Call of Duty, I wouldn't advise using like weird guns, like putting the Barracks 3 sat on the Vespa, for instance. I'd get better with the best guns in the game. Some, for example, would be the M8, the Kuda, the VMP, things like that. Get good with those guns, and then everything else will come a lot easier. Now for the final and probably most cliche part on this list, and it's practice. You won't get better at the game unless you practice. Like, I've started recently playing CSGO, and if I don't practice it, I will get better at it. And it's the same for Call of Duty. Unless you play the game, and probably take these points into consideration, you won't get better. But do these, and with time, you'll see how much better at the game you get. And that is my tips on how to get better at Call of Duty. If you enjoyed this or found any tips helpful, please give it a like. If not, tell me what I can do better. And is there any points that you guys would have put in there or any you would replace? Let me know. Anyways, my name's been Composto and YouTube. I'll send a bet.